Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today's Monday, March 20th, 2023. Big weekend to go over. The NCAA Tournament, NIT, CBI, Women's Tournament, NBA, NHL, Spring Training, WBC, Soccer, Golf, NASCAR, Catcher Rankings, American Idol, News and Notes, and Best Bet. We'll start with the men's. We'll go over the round of 64 games on Friday and the round of 32 games from the weekend. So Friday, East Region first round, 7-seed Michigan State over 10-seed USC, 72-62. Midwest Region first round, 3-seed Xavier over 14-seed Kennesaw State, 72-67. South Region first round, 3-seed Baylor over 14-seed Santa Barbara, 74-56. West Region first round, 5-seed St. Mary's over 12-seed VCU, 63-51. East Region first round, 2-seed Marquette over 15-seed Vermont, 78-61. Midwest Region first round, 11-seed Pitt over 6-seed Iowa State, 59-41. South Region first round, 6-seed Creighton over 11-seed NC State, 72-63. West Region first round, 4-seed UConn over 13-seed Iona, 87-63. East Region first round, 16-seed Fairleigh Dickinson over 1-seed Purdue, 63-58. Arguably the biggest upset in the history of the NCAA tournament. My goodness. East Region first round, 6-seed Kentucky over 11-seed Providence, 61-53. West Region first round, 3-seed Gonzaga over 14-seed Grand Canyon, 82-70. Midwest Region first round, 5-seed Miami over 12-seed Drake, 63-56. East Region first round, 9-seed FAU over 8-seed Memphis, 66-65. East Region first round, 3-seed Kansas State over 14-seed Montana State, 77-65. West Region first round, 6-seed TCU over 11-seed Arizona State, 72-70. In Midwest Region first round, 4-seed Indiana over 13-seed Kent State, 71-60. All right, Saturday. South Region second round, 5-seed San Diego State over 13-seed Furman, 75-52. East Region second round, 4-seed Tennessee over 5-seed Duke, 65-52. West Region second round, 8-seed Arkansas upsets 1-seed Kansas, 72-71. South Region second round, 15-seed Princeton over 17-seed Missouri, 78-63. So 15-seed Princeton into the Sweet 16. Third year in a row where a 15-seed goes to the Sweet 16. Last year, St. Peter's, Oral Roberts 2 years ago. Midwest Region second round, 1-seed Houston over 19 Auburn, 81-64. Midwest Region second round, 2-seed Texas over 10-seed Penn State, 71-66. West Region second round, 2-seed UCLA over 17-seed Northwestern, 68-63. In South Region second round, 1-seed Alabama over 8-seed Maryland, 73-51. And then yesterday, Midwest Region second round, 3-seed Xavier over 11-seed Pitt, 84-73. East Region second round, 3-seed Kansas State over 6-seed Kentucky, 75-69. East Region second round, 7-seed Michigan State over 2-seed Marquette, 69-60. West Region second round, 4-seed UConn over 5-seed St. Mary's, 70-55. South Region second round, 6-seed Creighton over 3-seed Baylor, 85-76. East Region second round, 9-seed FAU over 16-seed Fairleigh Dickinson, 78-70. Midwest Region second round, 5-seed Miami over 4-seed Indiana, 85-69. And West Region second round, 3-seed Gonzaga over 6-seed TCU, 84-81. All right, so no games until Thursday, so we will preview and make the picks for the Sweet 16 on the Thursday podcast. All right, the NIT from the weekend. Second round Saturday, Vanderbilt over Michigan, 66-65. Cincinnati over Hofstra, 79-65. And then yesterday, Wisconsin over Liberty, 75-71. Oklahoma State over Eastern Washington, 71-70. UAB over Morehead State, 77-59. North Texas over Sam Houston, 75-55. Oregon over UCF, 68-54. And Utah Valley over Colorado, 81-69. CBI from the weekend. First round, Indiana State over SC Upstate, 67-62. Southern Utah over North Alabama, 72-50. San Jose State over Southern Indiana, 77-52. And Charlotte over West Carolina, 65-56. Yesterday, Eastern Kentucky over Cleveland State, 91-75 in overtime. Rice over Duquesne, 84-78. Radford over Tarleton, 72-70 in overtime. And Milwaukee over Stetson, 87-83 in overtime. 4 games today from Daytona, 12 o'clock quarterfinals. Indiana State and Eastern Kentucky. Projection Eastern Kentucky by 2, total 146. And the 20th. And we have here 6.5 and 153.5. That's crazy. I'm gonna go Eastern Kentucky plus the 6.5 and plus 220 to win the game outright. That's nuts. 2 o'clock, Southern Utah, Rice. My line's Rice 5.5, total 153 and 19/20. And it's Southern Utah by 6.5, total 160.5. Give me Rice plus 6.5 and plus 230 to win the game outright. 4:30, San Jose State and Radford. My projection is San Jose State by 2 3/4, total 134 and 3/10. And it's 6.5 and 128.5. I'm going to take the over. And last but not least, 6:30, Charlotte, Milwaukee. Mine's Charlotte 9 1/4, total 141 to 20th, and it's 5.5 and 139.5. I'm going to lay the 5.5 points with Charlotte. All right, now we'll move on to the women's tournament. We'll go over the games from the weekend and look ahead to tonight. I did not do lines for the women's yet. We'll start that in the Sweet 16. So we didn't even go over the first 4 for the women's. So Wednesday, first 4. Greenville region, 11 seed Mississippi State over 11 seed Illinois, 70-56. And then Seattle regional first 4, 16 seed Sacred Heart over 16 seed Southern, 57-47. And then Thursday, Seattle region first 4, 11 seed St. John's over 11 seed Purdue, 66-64. And Greenville region first 4, 16 seed Tennessee Tech over 16 seed Monmouth, 79-69. All right, Friday, Greenville region first round, 8 seed South Florida over 9 seed Marquette, 67-65 in overtime. Greenville region first round, 7 seed Arizona over 10 seed West Virginia, 75-62. Seattle region first round, 10 seed Georgia over 7 seed Florida State, 66-54. Greenville region first round, 1 seed South Carolina over 16 seed Norfolk State, 72-40. Greenville region first round, 2 seed Maryland over 15 seed Holy Cross, 93-61. Greenville region first round, 6 seed Michigan over 11 seed Illinois, 71-59. Greenville region first round, 3 seed Notre Dame over 14 seed Southern Utah, 82-56. Seattle region first round, 2 seed Iowa over 15 seed Southeast Louisiana, 95-43. Seattle region 1 seed Virginia Tech over 16 seed Chattanooga, 58-33. Greenville region first round, 3 seed LSU over 14 seed Hawaii, 73-50. Greenville region first round, 11 seed Mississippi State over 6 seed Creighton, 81-66. Seattle region first round, 1 seed Stanford over 16 seed Sacred Heart, 92-49. Greenville region first round, 2 seed Utah over 15 seed Gardner-Webb, 103-77. Seattle region first round, 9 seed South Dakota State over 8 seed USC, 60-57 in overtime. Greenville region first round, 10 seed Princeton over 7 seed NC State, 64-63. And Seattle region first round, 8 seed Ole Miss over 9 seed Gonzaga, 71-48. Saturday first round women's, so there's Greenville region 2 and Greenville region 1. Greenville region 2 first round, 1 seed Indiana over 16 seed Tennessee Tech, 77-47. And then the Seattle region we did, some of them were 3 and some of them were 4. And same for Greenville. We'll go over the exact regional numbers as we go through the round of 32 for the rest of them. Seattle 3 first round. 4 seed Tennessee over 13 seed St. Louis 95-50. Seattle 3 seed Ohio State over 14 seed James Madison 80-66. Greenville 2 first round. 9 seed Miami over 8 seed Oklahoma State 62-61. Greenville 2 first round. 12 seed Florida Gulf Coast over 5 seed Washington State 74-63. Seattle 3 first round. 2 seed UConn over 15 seed Vermont 95-52. Seattle 3 first round. 12 seed Toledo over 5 seed Iowa State 80-73. Seattle 3 first round. 6 seed North Carolina over 11 seed St. John's 61-59. Greenville 2 first round. 4 seed Villanova over 13 seed Cleveland State 76-59. Seattle 3 first round. 7 seed Baylor over 10 seed Alabama 78-74. Seattle 4 first round. 6 seed Colorado over 11 seed Middle Tennessee 82-60. Seattle 4 first round. 5 seed Louisville over 12 seed Drake 83-81. Greenville 1 first round. 5 seed Oklahoma over 12 seed Portland 85-63. Seattle 4 first round. 3 seed Duke over 14 seed Iona 89-49. Seattle 4 first round. 4 seed Texas over East Carolina, your 13 seed 79-40. And Greenville 1 first round. 4 seed UCLA over 13 seed Sacramento State 67-45. Yesterday, Greenville won second round. 1 seed South Carolina over 8 seed South Florida 76-45. Seattle 4 second round. 2 seed Iowa over 10 seed Georgia 74-66. Greenville 1 second round. 3 seed Notre Dame over 11 seed Mississippi State 53-48. Seattle 3 second round. 1 seed Virginia Tech over 9 seed South Dakota State 72-60. Greenville 1 second round. 2 seed Maryland over 7 seed Arizona 77-64. Greenville 2 second round. 2 seed Utah over 10 seed Princeton 63-56. Greenville 2 second round. 3 seed LSU over 6 seed Michigan 66-42. And how about this? Seattle 4 second round. 8 seed Ole Miss upsets 1 seed Stanford 54-49. Holy crap, Stanford is out. All right, today, Seattle 3 second round. 6 seed North Carolina. 3 seed Ohio State. Ohio State's favored by 5.5. I'll lay with Ohio State. I'm just going to give out blind picks without projections. Seattle 3 second round. 12 seed Toledo. 4 seed Tennessee. Tennessee's given 14. Give me Toledo plus the 14. That's a lot of points. Greenville 2 second round. 12 seed Florida Gulf Coast. 4 seed Villanova. Give me Gulf Coast plus the points. I think they can win outright too. ESPN tonight, Seattle 4, second round. 5 seed Louisville, 4 seed Texas. Texas is favored by 8. I'm taking Louisville plus the points. 8 o'clock, ESPN 2, Greenville 2, second round. 9 seed Miami, 1 seed Indiana. So we just saw the same matchup in the men's tournament, so that's really funny. Indy's given 14, give me Miami plus the 14. That's a lot of points. 9 o'clock, ESPN tonight, 7 seed Baylor, 2 seed UConn, Seattle 3, second round. Give me Baylor plus 15. That's a lot of points. 9 o'clock ESPN U. 6 seed Colorado. 3 seed Duke. Duke's favored by 7. I'm taking Colorado plus the points. That's in the Seattle 4. Baylor UConn's in Seattle 3. Then Greenville 1. 5 seed Oklahoma. 4 seed UCLA. 10 o'clock ESPN 2. UCLA's giving 6.5. Give me Oklahoma plus the 6.5. All right, now I'll move on to the NBA. We'll go over the results from the weekend and look ahead to tonight's games. So Friday night, Sixers over the Hornets 121-82, Hawks over the Warriors 127-119, Cavs over the Wizards 117-94, Bulls over the Timberwolves 139-131 in double overtime, Rockets over the Pelicans 114-112, Grizz over the Spurs 126-120 in overtime, Celtics over the Blazers 126-112, and the Mavs over the Lakers 111-110. Saturday, Knicks over the Nuggets 116-110, Magic over the Clippers 113-108, Sixers over the Pacers 141-121, Raptors over the T-Wolves 122-107, Kings over the Wizards 132-118, Bulls over the Heat 113-99, Grizzlies over the Warriors 133-119, and the Jazz over the Celtics 118-117. Sunday, Nuggets over the Nets 108-102, Thunder over the Suns 124-120, Spurs over the Hawks 126-118, Heat over the Pistons 112-100, Pelicans over the Rockets 117-107, Bucks over the Raptors 118-111, Clippers over the Blazers 117-102, And the Lakers over the Magic 111-105. Only 6 games tonight, 7 o'clock. You have the Pacers and the Hornets. I have the Hornets favored by 2.25, total 231. And 9/20. And it is 1.5 in favor of Indy, total 234.5. I'm going to take Charlotte plus 1.5 and plus 1.8 to win. Bulls, Sixers, Violent Sixers, 10.5, total 226 and the 20th, and it's 8 and 225. I'm going to lay to 8 with Philly. 7:30 T-Wolves, Knicks. My line is the Knicks 10.5, total 229 and 9/20, and it's 8.5 and 228.5. So I'm going to lay the 8.5 with the Knicks. Warriors, Rockets. My line's Warriors 8.5, total 232 and 2/5, and it's 10.5 and 238. Under. NBA TV, Mavs, Grizzlies. My line is the Grizzlies by 3/4, total 227 and 7/10. It's 2 and 229.5. That's a hard one. I'm going to go with the slight under. And last but not least, the Kings and the Jazz at 9 o'clock. My line is the Kings by 5, total 236 and 17/20, and it's 5 and 240.5. I'm going to take the under in that game. All right, now move on to hockey. We'll go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to the games for tonight. All right, Friday night. Flyers over the Sabres 5-2, Leafs over the Canes 5-2, Blues over the Caps 5-2, Ducks over the Blue Jackets 7-4. Saturday, Avs over the Red Wings 5-1, Bruins over the Wild 5-2, Jets over the Preds 3-2, Oilers over the Kraken 6-4. Canes over the Flyers 5-4 OT, Panthers over the Devils 4-2. Leafs over the Sens 5-4 shootout, Lightning over the Habs 5-3. Rangers over the Penguins 6-0. Stars over the Flames 6-5 OT, Canucks over the Kings 3-2 shootout. Coyotes over the Blackhawks 4-1. Isles over the Sharks 4-1. And then yesterday, Bruins over the Sabres 7-0, Wild over the Caps 5-3, Golden Knights over the Blue Jackets 7-2. Rangers over the Predators 7-0, Blues over the Jets 3-0, Devils over the Lightning 5-2, and the Canucks over the Ducks 2-1. Only 5 games tonight, 7 o'clock. You have the Panthers and the Red Wings. Panthers minus 178, Red Wings plus 146, over under 6.5, overs minus 124, unders plus 102. Panthers minus 1.5 is plus 132, Red Wings plus 1.5 is minus 160. So for this one, I'm going to go with the Panthers. I almost said Panthers in regulation. Let's go with the Panthers in the first period at plus 140. They need a good start to this game. Sens, Penguins. Penguins minus 164, Sens plus 138, or plus 136, over under 6.5, overs minus 130, and just plus 106. Sens plus 1.5 is minus 166, Pens minus 1.5 is plus 138. The Penguins need this game in the worst way possible. Pens in regulations to pick minus 110. Just win. 9 o'clock, Blackhawks, Avs. Avs minus 480, Blackhawks plus 360, over under 6.5, overs plus 110, unders minus 134. Blackhawks plus 1.5 is plus 140, Avs minus 1.5 is minus 171, over 6.5 and plus 110. 9:30, Sharks, Oilers. Oilers minus 330, Sharks plus 260, over under 6.5, overs minus 152, unders plus 104. Sharks plus 1.5 is plus 114, Oilers minus 1.5 is minus 137. I'm going to go with under 2.5 goals for the Sharks at minus 118. Last but not least for hockey tonight, Flames Kings in crypto. Kings minus 113, Flames minus 106, over under 6.5, overs plus 104, unders minus 128. Flames plus 1.5 is minus 250, Kings minus 1.5 is plus 202. For this one, I'm going to go with the Kings at minus 113 at home. Although the Flames need the game, too. All right, before we move on to spring training, I want to quickly go over, with a couple weeks left in the hockey season, if the season ended today, ... what would be the matchups. All right, so we'll start with the East. It would be Boston, Pittsburgh, Toronto, Tampa, Carolina Islanders, and Devils, Rangers. I think this is going to change. I think the Rangers, it's funny, we were talking about like how the Devils can pass the Canes. The Rangers might pass the Devils or the Canes too. So that division's up for grabs. And it's a 3-team race with the Rangers winning 4 straight and getting back into it a little bit. So I think the Rangers are back in the division mix a little bit. So that's not guaranteed. And then the West, it would be Vegas, Winnipeg, Dallas, Seattle, Minnesota, Colorado, and LA and Edmonton. LA Edmonton was first round last year. That was a lot of fun. And then in the hunt in the West, Calgary's 4 back and Nashville's 5 back. Nashville's still at the deadline. I don't see them making the postseason. So Calgary, I guess, can still make it. And then in the East, Florida's 1 back. Caps are 5 back. Buffalo's 6 back. Ottawa's 7 back. I think it's a 3-team race for 2 spots, although Washington can get back in it a little bit. Maybe Buffalo can too, but we'll see in a couple weeks where things stand. All right, now move on to spring training. We'll go over the results from the weekend and look ahead to today's window. Friday. Tigers over the Yanks 8-7. Braves over the Sox 8-0. Orioles over the Twins 5-3. Pirates over the Rays 6-2. Nats over the Astros 11-7. Phils over the Blue Jays 4-2. Phils over the Blue Jays 8-1. Cards over the Marlins 16-2. Cubs and White Sox 4-4 tie. Dodgers over the Cubs 9-7. Brewers over the Rangers 4-3. A's over the Giants 7-2. D-backs over the Rockies 4-2. Angels over the Royals 12-1. Mets over the Marlins 6-1. Reds over the Guardians 7-1. Mariners over the Padres 10-5. Saturday, Blue Jays over the Yanks 5-2. Rays over the Red Sox 3-1. Red Sox over the Orioles 9-6. Cards over the Tigers 8-4. Marlins over the Nats 7-0. Pirates over the Twins 7-4. Giants over the Cubs 5-1. Reds over the A's 7-1. Rockies over the Royals 6-3. Dodgers over the White Sox 6-4. D-backs over the Guardians 6-4. Rangers over the Angels 6-2. Padres over the Brewers 11-6. Royals over the Rockies 8-5. Braves over the Phils 5-1. Mets over the Astros 2-0. Guardians over the Mariners 5-4. Sunday, Orioles over the Yanks 5-3. Braves over the Twins 5-0. Nats over the Tigers 2-1. Orioles over the Pirates 8-0. Rays over the Blue Jays 1-0. Red Sox over the Phillies 9-5. Marlins over the Astros 5-4. Cards over the Mets 8-7. Giants over the Angels 9-6. Guardians over the Rockies 3-1. A's over the Dodgers 6-3. Cubs over the Padres 5-2. Rangers over the Mariners 2-1. White Sox over the Mariners 6-2. Brewers over the Reds 4-3. D-backs over the Royals 13-2. And the Rockies over the Royals 7-0 and 6. Today's spring window, 1 o'clock, Marlins, Cardinals, Pirates, Red Sox, Rays, Braves, Orioles, Phillies, Blue Jays, Tigers, Angels, Reds at 4. D-backs, White Sox, Guardians, Rangers, Brewers, Mariners, 6 o'clock, Mets, Nats, 9:40, Dodgers, Rockies. All right, the WBC from the weekend. We'll go over the results and the championship matchup is, I believe, is it tonight or tomorrow? It's tomorrow. So, weekend results. Quarterfinal, Mexico over Puerto Rico, 5-4. Saturday, quarterfinal, U.S. over Venezuela, 9-7. And yesterday, semifinal, USA over Cuba, 14-2. As the U.S. is punching its ticket to the national to the WBC championship game. And they'll play the winner of tonight's Mexico-Japan game. Which is going to be interesting. So you have Otani against some major league players. Japan's minus 290, Mexico's plus 225, over under 8.5, overs minus 112, unders minus 108. Japan minus 2.5 is minus 104, Mexico plus 2.5 is minus 118. I think Mexico keeps this close. So they plus 2.5 for Mexico at minus 118. All right, now move on to soccer. A very busy soccer weekend. We'll go over results from the weekend and look ahead to anything going on today. All right, Spanish La Liga from the weekend. Friday, Athletic over Valladolid 3-1. Saturday, Almeria and Cadiz 1-1 draw. Rayo and Girona 2-2 draw. Celta Vigo over Espanyol 3-1. Atletico over Valencia 3-0. And Sunday, Betis over Mallorca 1-0. Villarreal over Osasuna 3-0. Real Sociedad over Elche 2-0. Getafe over Sevilla 2-0. Barcelona over Real Madrid 2-1. No Spanish La Liga until March 31st. English Premier League. Friday, Newcastle over Nottingham Forest 2-1. Saturday, Aston Villa over Bournemouth 3-0. Brentford Leicester 1-1 draw. Southampton Tottenham 3-3 draw. Leeds over Wolves 4-2. Chelsea Everton 2-2 draw. Liverpool Fulham postponed. And then yesterday, Arsenal over Crystal Palace 4-1. Brighton Man United postponed. Man City West Ham postponed. No English Premier League until Saturday, April 1st. English FA Cup over the weekend, the quarterfinals. Saturday, Man City over Burnley 6-0. Sunday, Sheffield United over Blackburn 3-2. Brighton over Grimsby Town 5-0. And Man United over Fulham 3-1. Bundesliga. Friday, Gladbach over Bremen Gladbach and Bremen 2-2 draw. Saturday, Augsburg Schalke 1-1 draw. Hoffenheim over Hertha 3-1. Wolfsburg over Stuttgart 1-0. Bochum over RP Leipzig 1-0. Dortmund over Cologne 6-1. Then Sunday, Union Berlin over Frankfurt 2-0. Leverkusen over Bayern 2-1. And Mainz Freiburg 1-1 draw. No Bundesliga until Friday, March 31st. Serie A. Friday, Sassuolo over Spezia 1-0. Atalanta over Empoli 2-1. Saturday, Monza over Cremonese. That was a 1-1 draw between those two. Salernitana and Bologna 2-2 draw. Udinese over Milan 3-1. And then Sunday, Sampdoria over Verona 3-1. Fiorentina over Lecce 1-0. Napoli over Torino 4-0. Lazio over AS Roma 1-0. And Juventus over Inter Milan 1-0. No Italian Serie A until April 1st. Liga MX. Friday, Atlas over Puebla 4-0. Necaxa over Mazatlan 1-0. Tijuana Toluca 3-3 draw. Saturday, Cruz Azul over Athletic San Luis 1-0. Monterrey over Tigres 1-0. And America over Guadalajara 4-2. And then yesterday, Pachuca over UNAM 2-0. Querétaro Jaras 2-2 draw. And Leon over Santos 4-1. Mexican Liga back on Friday. And then the Dutch Eredivisie. Friday, FC Volendam over Fortuna 2-1. Saturday, Go Ahead Eagles over FC Utrecht 2-1. Sparta over Emmen 2-0. And NEC over RKC Waalwijk 3-1. And then Sunday, Heerenveen over FC Groningen 2-0. Feyenoord over Ajax 3-2. Excelsior over Camber 4-1. Vitesse PSV 1-1 draw. FC Twente over AZ Alkmaar 2-1. No Dutch soccer until Saturday, April 1st. And then Major League Soccer from Saturday. Seattle LAFC 0-0 draw. Atlanta over Portland 5-1. CF Montreal over Philly 3-2. CF Montreal scores twice in the last 5 minutes, or last 9 minutes, I should say. New England over Nashville 1-0. NYCFC over DC United 3-2. Red Bulls over Columbus 2-1. Charlotte over Orlando 2-1. Toronto over Miami 2-0. Chicago Cincinnati 3-3 draw. Dallas over Kansas City 2-1. Houston over Austin 2-0. St. Louis over San Jose 3-0. Minnesota over Colorado 2-1. And LA Galaxy Vancouver 1-1 draw. MLS back Saturday, March 25th. And then I'm trying to see if we missed anything. For soccer. Yeah, I guess we're good with soccer. All right, now we'll move on to golf. We have a tournament to go over, the Valspar. And your winner of this tournament with the score of 10 under, Taylor Moore. Second with 9 under, Adam Schenk. Tied for third with 8 under, Jordan Spieth and Tommy Fleetwood. Fifth with 6 under, Wyndham Clark. Sixth with 5 under, Sam Burns. Tied for 7th with 4 under, Webb Simpson, Matt Wallace, and Cody Gribble. Tied for 10th with 3 under, JT Potson, Justin Thomas, Evan Van Rooyen, Pat Gazier, Nate Taylor, Zach Blair. Tied for 16th with 2 under, Cam Piercy, Doc Ryven, and Rory Sabatini. Tied for 19th with 1 under, Michael Thompson, Kengu Lee, Davis Riley, Dylan McCarthy, MJ Daffé, Sam Ryder, Adam Long, Scott O'Hare. Tied for 27th at even. Now we're just going to go through notables. Alex Smalley, Dylan Lingworth, Richie Rinsky, Stefan Yeager, Andrew Novak, Kevin Strelman, Doug Gibb, Chad Ramey. Tied for 36th with 1 over, Patrick Rogers, Lucas Glover, Jason Duffner, Austin Smotherman, Will Gordon, Matt McNeely, Joseph Vermette, Justin Rose, Davis Lipsky. Tied for 45th with 2 over, Henrik Norlander, Gary Woodland, Ben Griffin, Victor Perez, Sungwoo Kim, Andrew Landry, Kramer Heacock, Ryan Moore. 57th with 3 over is Grayson Sieg. Tied for 58th with 4 over, Hank Lebioda. Tied for 61st with 5 over, Joel Dahman. Tied for 63rd with 6 over, Lucas Hodges. Tied for 65th with 7 over, Tyson Alexander. Tied for 71st with 10 over, James Hong. And among those cut, Peter Malnati, Cesar V, Scott Stevens, Eric Barnes, Paul Haley, Joaquin Herman, Cam Champ, Kevin Tway, Brent Grant, Eric Cole, Austin Eckroat, Justin Lauer, Adam Hadwin, Jason Haley, Matt Fitzpatrick, Brian Harmon, Stuart Sink, Bryce Garnett, Michael Gilgick, Bayo Hostler, Jonathan Vegas, Trey Molinak, Dylan Fratelli, Charlie Hoffman, Victor Norman, Robbie Shelton, Nate Lashley, Tyler Duncan, Kevin Kisner, Luke Bliss, J.B. Holmes, Max McGreevy, Mark Hubbard, Ben Taylor, Lucas Donald, Russell Knox, Nicholas Echevarria, Matthias Schwab, Harry Higgs, Zach Johnson, and Wesley Bryant. Now we'll do NASCAR. We'll go over the results of the races from the weekend. So the trucks, Your winner was Christian X. Coming in second was Nick Sanchez. Third, John Hunter Nemechek. Fourth, Bailey Curry. Fifth, Ben Rhodes. Sixth, Mike DiBenedetto. Seventh, Chase Purdy. Eighth, Timmy Hill. Ninth, Matt Crafton. 10th, Jack Wood. The rest, Ty Majeski, Haley Deegan, Brett Holmes, Ryan Vargas, Chris Wright, Daniel Dye, Anakori Agata, Jake Garcia, Grant Effinger, Zane Smith, Spencer Boyd, Stuart Friesen, Josh Rume, Tanner Gray, Raja Karuth, Tyler Ankrum, Colby Howard, Lane Riggs, Mason Massey, Dean Thompson, Carson Hosfar, Lawless Allen, Caden Honeycutt, Corey Heim, Mason Maggio, and Keith McGee. Xfinity from Atlanta. Your winner, Austin Hill. Austin Hill, I think, this is his third win of the year already. Second, Daniel Henrik. Third, Ryan Triggs. Fourth, Parker Kligerman. Fifth, Riley Herbst. Sixth, Brett Moffitt. Seventh, Josh Berry. Eighth, John Hunter Nemechek. Ninth, Sam Meyer. 10th, Justin Haley. The rest, Ryan C., Cole Custer, Brendan Poole, Anthony Alfredo, Jeremy Clements, Jeb Burton, Sammy Smith, Patrick Emmerling, Brandon Jones, Greg Goulding, Sheldon Creed, Blaine Perkins, Ryan Ellis, Chad Chastain, Joe Greff Jr., Kyle Sieg, Parker Retzlaff, Chandler Smith, Justin Alger, Connor Mozak, Sage Karam, Josh Williams, Kyle Weatherman, Jeremy Earnhardt, Kaz Gralla, Garrett Smithley, Joey Gase, and Cesar Barcarella. And then the Cup Series. Yesterday, your winner, Joey Logano. Second, Brad Keselowski was my pick and almost won. Almost won. But Logano passed him on the last lap. Third, Chris Bell. Fourth, Corey LaJoie. Fifth, Tyler Reddick. Sixth, Danny Hamlin. Seventh, Riley Blaney. Eighth, Eric Jones. Ninth, Ty Gibbs. 10th, Kyle Busch. The rest, Austin Cindric, Noah Gragson, Ross Chastain, Alex Bowman, Todd Gilliland, AJ Allmendinger, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Josh Berry, Martin Truex Jr., Austin Dillon, Michael McDowell, Justin Haley, Ty Dillon, Chase Briscoe, Cody Ware, J.J. Gilly, Bubba Wallace, Ryan Preece, Daniel Suarez, Eric Almirola, Kyle Larson, William Byron, Kevin Harvick, Harrison Burton, Chris Buescher, and B.J. McLeod. All right, now we will do the catcher rankings. So every year I do rankings for the positions in the four major sports. We're on the baseball. We'll do catchers today. Tomorrow will be first and second base. Wednesday will be third base and shortstop. Thursday will be right field and left field. Friday will be center field and DH. A week from today, I'll be starting pitchers. Tuesday will be relievers. And then the big prediction show will be a week from tomorrow. All right. So, the catcher rankings. 30, Reese McGuire, Red Sox. 29, Christian Bentoncourt, Rays. 28, Max Stassi, Angels. 27, Eric Haas, Tigers. 26, Austin Hedges, Pirates. 25, Jonah Heim, Rangers. 24, Carson Kelly, D-backs. 23, Mike Zunino, Guardians. 22, Yan Gomes, Cubs. 21, Elias Diaz, Rockies. 21, Joey Bart, Giants. 19, Shea Langoliers, Athletics. 18, Keeper Ruiz, Nats. 17, Tyler Stevenson, Reds. 16, Jacob Stallings, Marlins. 15, Cal Riley, Mariners. 14, Omar Narvaez, Mets. 13, Austin Nola, Padres. 12, Martin Maldonado, Astros. 11, Christian Vasquez, Twins. 10, Jose Trevino, Yankees. 9, Yasmani Grandal, White Sox. 8, William Contreras, Brewers. 7, Sean Murphy, Braves. 6, Alejandro Kirk, Blue Jays. 5, Adley Rutschman, Orioles. 4, Wilson Contreras, Cardinals. 3, Will Smith, Dodgers. 2, Sal Perez, Royals. And number 1, JT Realmuto, Philadelphia Phillies. Catcher for number 1 was a 2-horse race between Realmuto and Perez, but Realmuto is just all around a better catcher. Being in the World Series a year ago helps. But Sal Perez, getting up there in age, still producing. Will Smith's gotten better and better every year. His defense has gotten better. Wilson Contreras on a new team, I think he'll be motivated. Adley Rutschman, I think, could be number 1 on this list coming in the next year. Amazingly enough, he's so good. And he's already the best catcher in the AL East. Alejandro Kirk coming off a career year. We'll see how that he follows that up. Sean Murphy on a new team. William Contreras. It's funny because I don't think it's that much of an upgrade between the two. I think the Brewers get themselves a stud here at Contreras. Grandal, I think, is going to have a bounce-back year behind the plate. Trevino, I think, takes a step back from an offensive standpoint, but from a defensive standpoint, he'll still be rock solid. So, there you have it. The catcher rankings, I think that is a weak catcher class this year, especially from probably 9 down, because now 2 veterans are in the top 10. One of them made an all-star team last year, and the other was good a few years ago, but has potential to bounce back. So we'll see how this goes for this year. Alrighty. Now we'll move on to American Idol from last night. So it's the 5th episode of auditions. First up was a young girl, Mariah Faith, 21 years old, from South Carolina, from a town called Conway, performing Whenever You Come Around by Vince Gill. And she sang another song too, but she got 3 S's in the Hollywood. Emotional story about her. Nyla Serenity, 23 years old, from Charlotte, North Carolina, performing Oh My Man by Barbra Streisand, 3 S's in. Kaylee Clark, 17 years old, from Summerall, Mississippi, performing The Dance by Garth Brooks and I Surrender by Hillsong Worship. Katie gave her a no, but the other 2 judges said yes. Tori Green, 20 years old, from Corona, California, Cry Pretty, Carrie Underwood. Luke said no, but the other 2 said yes. PJ, 23 years old, from Lawton, Oklahoma, Mirror by Madison Ryan Ward, 3 yeses in. Warren P., 23 years old, Bamberg, South Carolina, To the Table by Zach Williams, 3 yeses in. And they showed quick hits of 2 people. Karina D'Angelo, 25 years old, from Hawaii, and Johnny Knox, 26, from Huntington, Alabama, each got 3 yeses in. Paige Ann, 16 years old, from Idaho Falls, Idaho, What About Us by Pink. Katie said no, but the men said yes. Oprah Copland, 20 years old, from South Carolina, performing Baby I Love You by Aretha Franklin, got 3 yeses in. Cameron Lawson, 21 years old, from Beckley, West Virginia, performing Take On Me by Aha and Truly by Lionel Richie, got 3 yeses in. And Owen Eckhart, 19 years old, Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, Something in the Orange by Zach Brown Band, 3 yeses in. And then a girl with the stage name of Fire, 22 years old, from Lawton, Oklahoma, but she currently lives in Virginia. She's a mom. She performed Talking to the Moon by Bruno Mars. Emotional story about her. And now she's a single mom of a 4-year-old girl. Lionel and Luke gave her a no. But Katie gave her a yes. And Katie also decided to give her a second chance in Nashville. So we're going to see fire on the next episode. So this is a to be continued for Fire. We'll see if she ultimately gets into Hollywood or not. All right, news and notes time. Not that much from the weekend, amazingly enough. We'll start with college basketball. There's a young man, Christopher Newport. Or that was the name of the university. Trey Barbara from Christopher Newport University calls game after going full court in 4.3 seconds as a buzzer beater won the D3 title. So that was pretty cool. Michigan State star Tyson Walker had his car towed. Yikes. That's not great. After going to the Sweet 16. Baseball. Jose Altuve out indefinitely and will have surgery on broken thumb sustained after a hit by pitch during the World Baseball Classic. That's just a brutal injury for the Astros as he left the game on Saturday. And that is not good for the Astros at all. Really bad news for them. Edwin Diaz has optimism for return as he will not rule out 2023 return. He says you never know. Nolan Arenado exited yesterday with a hit by pitch on his hand. No broken bones. So that's good news for Nolan Arenado and Team USA and the Cardinals, obviously, too. NFL free agency. Bengals lineman Jonah Williams requested trade after the team signed Orlando Brown. That's not surprising. Texans and Larry Tunsil agreed to a 3-year deal with $50 million guarantee, $75 million extension. So now Tunsil's the highest paid offensive lineman in the league. The Cowboys acquired Brandon Cooks from the Texans for a 2023 fifth and a 2024 sixth. Great trade for Dallas. They didn't have to give up much there as he becomes the number 2 to CeeDee Lamb. Adam Thielen to the Panthers on a 3-year deal. I think that is a nice signing for Carolina. Whoever their new young quarterback's going to be, they get a playoff-tested veteran in there. Kevin Byard refuses pay cut as the Titans approached him about a pay cut. Byard does not believe his play warrants salary decrease. The Lions signed Gardner Johnson, the former Eagle, 1 year, $8 million. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson to the Lions. That's a nice pickup for them on a 1-year deal. The Jets are confident that the Aaron Rodgers thing will get done. Surprised it hasn't yet. The Giants converted over $9 million in cap space to convert or to put in Darren Waller's salary into a signing bonus. And the Seahawks assigned Julian Love 2 years, $12 million. Nice contract for him with Seattle. Basketball, Anthony Edwards out indefinitely as he was in a walking boot and will miss extended time due to ankle injury. I can't believe I missed that when doing the projections for the T-Wolves-Knicks game for tonight. LeBron James will return this season. Darvin Ham anticipated his return some point before the end of the regular season. That's good news, especially if they are right there in the mix for a playoff spot in the West or play-in. And then the CONCACAF Award nominees for Player of the Year are in. So Tyler Adams is up there. Maleke Dornaway, Andre Blake, Jesse Fleming, Jonathan David, Alex Morgan, Alfonso Davies, Khadijah Shaw, Guillermo Ochoa, Sophia Smith, Christian Pulisic, and Alicia Cervantes. So that is a loaded group. We'll see who ends up getting that award. All right, last but not least, my best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. That's a tough one. So the last best bet was Arizona State plus the points against TCU. TCU won the game, but Arizona State covered. So that's all that matters when it comes to that. So my pick for best bet for tonight, I'm going to go I really do like the over in Avs Blackhawks. But I don't know if I like it enough. So believe it or not, I'm going to go with a CBI game for best bet. And the one I like the most is Rice getting the 6.5 against Southern Utah. I'm surprised that Rice is this big as an underdog. I'm going to lay half unit on it. So Rice plus 6.5 against Southern Utah. I'll make that my best bet for today. All right, so that's it for the show. I'll be back tomorrow recapping everything and looking ahead to everything tomorrow as well. Hope you guys have a great day, everyone.